Translation. There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi, O Arjuna, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. Purport. Regulation of diet and sleep is recommended herein for the yogis. Too much eating means eating more than is required to keep the body and soul together. There is no need for men to eat animals, but there is an ample supply of grains, vegetables, fruits, and milk. Such simple foodstuff is considered to be in mode of goodness, according to Bhagavad Gita. Animal food is for those in the mode of ignorance. Therefore, those who indulge in animal food, drinking, smoking, and eating food which is not first offered to Krishna, will suffer sinful reaction because of eating only polluted things. Bhunjante tu agam papam ye pachanti atma karana. Anyone who eats for sense pleasure or cooks for himself, not offering his food to Krishna, eats only sin. One who eats sin and eats more than is allotted to him cannot execute perfect yoga. It is best that one eat only the remnants of foodstuff offered to Krishna. A person in Krishna consciousness does not eat anything which is not first offered to Krishna. Therefore, only the Krishna conscious person can attain perfection in yoga practice. Nor can one who artificially abstains from eating, manufacturing his own personal process of fasting, practice yoga. The Krishna conscious person observes fasting as it is recommended in the scriptures. He does not fast or eat more than is required, and he is thus competent to perform yoga practice. One who eats more than required will dream very much while sleeping, and he must consequently sleep more than is required. One should not sleep more than 6 hours daily. One who sleeps more than 6 hours out of 24 hours is certainly influenced by the mode of ignorance. A person in the mode of ignorance is lazy and prone to sleep a great deal. Such a person cannot perform yoga. The sense of Bhaktivedanta purport. So it's a very interesting purport wherein Srila Prabhupada wherein Krishna is mentioning that if we, after understanding that we have to perform yoga, we have to become devotees, we have to practice spiritual life, so we should not also go to other extreme, that we start neglecting our material life. Because what happens, since we are still conditioned by our own body and our own mind, and if we suddenly try to make a big leap without going through a proper purification and try to practice to the extreme wherein I don't care about the material body, when we hear that we are not this material body, we become little fanatic sometime, that because I am not this body, I will not take care for this body. Because I am not this mind, that is I will not take care of this mind. And because anybody who is connected to me, they are not my relatives, I am the soul, they are the soul, we are not the body. So let us not relate at all on even on some basic platform, some common platform. So herein Krishna is mentioning that a person who is on the path of yoga, he has to balance out between material and spiritual duties. So here Krishna says there is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi if one eats too much or eats too little. A person may think I am a soul, I am not the body. So why should I care for the demand of the body? I will not eat at all. So there are some yogis, they are known as breatharian. They want to just survive on air. They don't want to eat anything because they feel eating is too much of a time and this really hinders me in my yoga practices. But here Krishna clearly explains that if you don't eat, then also you cannot perform yoga. And if you eat too little, means not caring for the body at all, or if we eat too much or excessively indulging in the bodily demands. You see, Krishna is trying to balance out, because in the beginning stages we cannot go to the other extreme of just giving up things completely for all. And Krishna says, even if sleeping too much or does not sleep enough. So if we don't sleep enough, then also we will be very sleepy, will be very cranky, will be very groggy, and we cannot properly meditate, properly practice the bhakti. We cannot properly practice the yogic process. So sleep is very important for being able to perform yoga practices properly. Or if we sleep too much, then we go into mode of ignorance. And being in the mode of ignorance, we cannot still perform bhakti. So here basically Srila Prabhupada also explains in the purport that how we can, what is the connection between eating and sleeping. There is a deep connection. So we'll discuss this for 5 minutes, then we'll go to the next part of the discussion. So here Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that eating should be done only when we offer our foodstuff to Krishna. Because in the third chapter, Krishna has already concluded that whatever we eat, we should eat after offering it to Krishna. Because if we don't offer it to Krishna, then what happens? The food which we eat does not belong to us. It belongs to Krishna. It belongs to nature. It has come through some natural processes. I have not manufactured the food at my own home. So in that way, the food does not belong to me. Food belongs to Krishna. Because any food is made up of basic ingredient of wheat, vegetables and fruits and everything, and water, mixture of all those kind of things. And all those basic ingredient makes food which does not belongs to me. So it belongs to Krishna. So there is an ample supply of grain, vegetable, fruits and milk. So we should offer that first to Krishna, so that what happens when we eat, we don't eat any sin. Because Krishna says in the third chapter that anybody who does not offer the food to Krishna first, and he partake on the food eating without offering it to Krishna, we simply eat sin. How do we eat simply sin? Because that the food which we eat does not belong to us, and if we try to keep something which does not belong to me, or if we try to enjoy something which is not mine, then we are a sinful person. Let's say for instance, you go to some supermarket and you try to shoplift the thing and you don't pay for it. And if you are caught, then what happens? You are behind bars. You have to pay a heavy fine. You become criminal. Because that items did not belong to you, and you tried keeping it with you without paying for it. We become sinful, we become criminal. Similarly, because this basic ingredient does not belong to me, it belongs to Krishna. Because of that, we have to first offer everything to Krishna. And once we offer everything to Krishna and only take prasadam, and prasadam only for the sake of keeping the body and mind together, then we can really reduce the urges of the mind on the body to eat excessively. And if we eat excessively, one more thing what happens is we dreams too much during our sleep, and we tend to sleep more. So if we eat more, then we will sleep more, and if we sleep more, then we will be in mode of ignorance. If we are in the mode of ignorance, we cannot perform devotional life, we cannot perform bhakti. At the same time, if we don't eat at all, thinking that everything is maya and I should not touch the food, then I will not be able to sleep properly. Because if we eat little, then sleeping also requires some kind of energy to give you rest. Then we will not be able to sleep. And if you are not able to sleep, then what happens? We become again not proper mindset to be able to perform our devotional life. So basically, what Krishna is trying to say is we have to maintain the balance between the body and the mind. We should not try to become fanatic and just neglect the body without properly situated on the spiritual platform. So there are certain things which we have to understand to take care of ourselves, even materially or even spiritually also. It helps both way. So for an example, I'll just ask one question from all of you. So the question is, how much are we comfortable with ourselves? how much comfortable are we with us, with my own self. So the proof is, if you are able to spend time with yourself, or if you try to spend time with yourself, you become very depressive, you become very sad, you become very morose, and we just want somebody to be around me. I want just to keep doing some sort of activity or other. So why people become workaholic, why people wants to have some kind of people going around them, or and just be there around them and just keep taking care of them. Why they are not able to be their own friends. So are we able to spend some time with ourselves without becoming sad? So if the answer is no, that we are not comfortable with ourselves, then there is a serious problem that we are not taking care of us properly, even bodily and physically, mentally, emotionally. So we have to understand that because we are not comfortable with us, with our own self, there are so many reasons behind it. So we'll try to understand some of the reason that why we are not comfortable with ourselves, and how we can start becoming more comfortable with ourselves. So the one proof is that I cannot spend time with alone. I feel very bad when I am alone. I want something to keep going on around me. Otherwise, it's become just too irritated. So if we are not able to be with us, if you are not able to be comfortable with us, then we have to do something. We have to take more deeper steps to be able to become more comfortable with ourselves. So one important thing we have to understand, that why we are not comfortable with ourselves. So this discussion what we are doing now is little deeper discussion, and I want all of you to be more introspective, and I want all of you to be keep thinking that what actually we are discussing today. Because if this may not be the regular discussion, but it's very important discussion. So we are not comfortable with ourselves because we do not like us. We do not like ourselves. It's a very heavy statement to hear, that we don't like ourselves. So what is the proof that we don't like ourselves? The proof that we don't like ourselves is that we are not comfortable with ourselves. And it reflects by the way we compare with each other. We always wants to compare ourselves with other, because we are trying to compare that and we want to make some changes in us. Let's say, for an example, I have more weight, I am very heavy, I am very healthy, basically overweight. So then what happens, I become very uncomfortable with myself. Oh, I have this so much of weight, this and that. I keep cursing myself, and I keep comparing with people who are healthy, who don't have much of weight, and we keep trying to work hard to shed our weight, to not eat, to do more exercises, to be able to come to a standard wherein we become comparable with other. So I am not saying that we should not try to lose our weight, or we should not try to becoming better, but we trying to become better should not be on the ground of comparing with other. We should just try to compare ourselves with myself. If we try to compare ourselves with other, then we are not respecting ourselves. So we are trying to judge myself. That is one thing. Another thing, what another idea develops out of it is lack of self-respect. Because I don't like myself and I am not comfortable with myself, then there is lack of self-worth. I feel a kind of guilty about myself. I feel a sort of pained, some sort of constant heaviness I keep carrying along with myself. That I'm like this, I'm like that, I want to become this, but I'm not able to do it. And not being able to accept my own reality, not being able to accept that I have certain limitations, and not being kind to oneself. Let's say, for an instance, if we have the capabilities to lift 10 kg, and by seeing that other is able to lift 100 kg, and we keep becoming more miserable. Oh, I cannot lift 100 kg, I cannot lift 100 kg. No, we have the limitation of lifting 10 kg. Then we should respect ourselves. We have this limitation, that's fine. World is not going to change, or I am not going to die if I not lift 100 kg. This is just a very crude example. Like this, there are so many facets in our life. Let's say, for instance, about my own family, or about one's own wealth, earning. So, because I am earning X amount of money, and other person is earning 100x, so because of other person earning 100x, I am not able to enjoy and respect what X amount of money I am getting. So my whole point of mentioning this point is that I keep becoming more miserable. If I compare myself with other and don't respect myself, and then what happens? It becomes very difficult to live with oneself. We constantly wants to make changes in us, but we are not able to. That's why self-pity come into the picture. We keep becoming self-pitiable. And since these things resides deep within us, that we are self-pity, we don't have self-respect, we don't have self-worth for ourselves, because we are not respecting what we have got. And we are not able to accept that whatever I have is gift of the Lord. Krishna has blessed me with this kind of body, with this kind of mind, with this kind of intelligence. I should respect that. If I don't respect what I have got, means I am not respecting the Creator. So then the another negative loop what comes into the play, if I don't respect myself, if I have lack of self-worth by being able to compare with other self, then we keep looking for some sort of social validation. Because we are not able to validate ourselves, we are not able to accept ourselves, then what happens? We look for that outside us. So whenever, let's say for instance, I move from X amount to 2X amount of salary, then I will always look that people should recognize it. People should know that I have advanced in my life. I have gone from X to 2X. And they should validate me. Yes, it's a great thing. Unless they say, oh, it's a great thing, till that time I don't feel that whether actually I don't feel the happiness of getting the 2x amount of money from the X amount of money. Others should clap for me. Because I have this desire that the others should clap for me, it originates from the idea that I am not able to validate myself. I want some external somebody to come and cheer me up. I am not self-motivated, self-driven. Okay, I have got, and yesterday I was X, now I got 2X. I am happy with my growth. Somebody accept it, somebody doesn't accept it, doesn't matter to me. So the idea is, if you are able to move from a zone wherein I just keep motivating myself, keep driving myself, and become independent of what other thinks about me, means we are tending to go to a position wherein I am becoming self-sufficient. And we'll discuss the points wherein we can work together to become self-sufficient. I'm just trying to bring out some points so that we can at least understand that there is some issues which are deep issues which are going on in each one of our lives. So then what happens? We start becoming too tough on myself. Isn't it? Once I have to seek validation from people, then what happens? I have to perform up to the mark. Then to be performing up to the mark, or to meet the standard what society sets for me, not what my standards are, what my limitations are. Ignoring my limitations, ignoring my capabilities, if I just try to go and try to achieve the society standard, then I start becoming too tough on myself. For an example, kids. because there is too much of pressure of study, there is too much of competition. Then we all of us want that kids should be expert, they should be very good in mathematics, science and computer engineering. If they loves art, they loves painting, they love music, no, because this is not very competitive. If you want to really make your life, you should have either of these things. Then we start becoming too tough in our on our children's. Just an example for the kids, I'm just telling that. uh, Similarly, we also keep becoming tough on ourselves because we want to meet societal standards. We just don't understand what my reality is. We don't understand that I have some limitation. I just don't care about myself anymore. Become too tough on the body, become too tough on the mind. Then what are the then what next? Then our health, we loses our health because we work for 12 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours and we don't care for our health. We just wants to become hero in the people's eyes, we become zero in our own life. And over a period of time, we don't care for relationship, we don't care for our own emotional health. Then what happens? Even though I may achieve all those external things, and for some time people may clap, people may appraise, but at a long term, they are not going to come to take care of you. They are not going to come when we have some challenges. They are just there in our good times. If we don't become friends with ourselves, we cannot go through any difficult times in our life. That's why people breaks whenever any difficult times comes, because they are too much dependent on the other people and they are not able to look in themselves and able to grow, have a self growth. That's why all the difficulties starts with. And slowly what happens is we start losing ourselves. Our whole personality get lost, and ultimately I just feel as if there is no point of me existing. I'm not comfortable with myself. And slowly, what happens? People start becoming addicted to different things. People start becoming addicted to shopping, to some kind of intoxication, to some kind of relationship, to many things, many kind of bad habits which house in our life. Because we want to escape from the reality. We want to escape from our own self. So how do we escape from ourselves? Because I am not comfortable with me? By drinking. Because if I drink, I don't care what's going on. Or if I just go and shop, compulsive shopping, compulsive eating, compulsive behavior, compulsive eating, compulsive shopping, some kind of addiction. Why these kind of things are existing in me? They're existing because I have not taken sufficient time to help my own self. So, why are we seeking for people's attention in our life? The main reason why we are seeking for people's attention, for me to become strong, for me to feel strong. For me to feel strong, people should appraise me, people should uplift me. No. So why we are seeking that? Because we are not able to give time to ourselves. Because we are seeking people's time because we are not able to give time to ourselves. We are seeking people's attention because we are not able to give attention to ourselves. Because we are not able to give time to ourselves, because we are not able to give attention to ourselves, because we are not able to be kind upon us, because we are not able to care for us, because we are not able to love ourselves. Because of that reason, we are seeking all these things outside us. We are seeking people to take care of us. We are seeking people's attention. We are seeking love from people. We are seeking care for people. We are seeking all those things from people. What we should be giving to ourselves. And that's where the whole problem starts. We always keep looking for some different kinds of partnership, some kind of companionship. Why? Because I am not able to become my own companion. So I hope you get a sufficient idea that some very deep problem is happening in my life. So what is a solution? The solution is, first of all, we have to accept myself as it is, without making any changes. Yes, I am this way, okay, fine. I will grow, I will progress. But unless we accept ourselves as it is and we keep rebelling, keep resisting our own personality, till that time healing does not start. growth does not start. Our own growth will start when we accept our limitations. That we have some limitations and I should respect my own feelings. I should respect my own emotions. I should respect my own body. It has got certain limitation. That's fine. Not everybody is perfect. Maybe I have some eyes issues, health issues, or hand problem, some kind of issues, as any kind of physical disabilities. I should accept it as it is. I love myself as it is. Why I have to seek people's appreciation or sort of people's soft corner? I have some issues, fine. I accept it. I accept it wholeheartedly. And I'm not hating my body, okay, because I don't have certain things or I don't look in a certain way. I don't hate myself, isn't it? So accept oneself as it is very very important. And once we accept ourselves as it is, then we forgive ourselves, because there are so many things. Let's say we come across so many situations wherein people make me feel guilty, or we do certain things, or we are not able to come up to a standard. People make me feel bad, that you are like this, you are like that, you are not able to do this much also. So there are some toxic people which will keep coming around in our life because of certain reasons. So just we have to not listen to them, and if you are doing some mistake, forgive oneself, because we are not perfect. And we should not be guilty, we should be repentance. Okay, if I do some mistake, I can be repentful, I can learn from the mistakes, but not just becoming lost in the heaviness of that mistake. Second thing, very important, being able to forgive ourselves. Third thing, what we have to do is we have to make self partnership, known as spiritual self partnering. If we do spiritual self partnering, then whatever we need in our life will be coming from deep within me, because deep within myself I am divine, deep within myself I am spirit, deep within myself I am full of love, deep within myself I have everything in my life, I have abundance. Because I am not connecting to my deepest aspect of me, because of that I feel a sense of lacuna, which we try to fill by different object, by different people, by different situations, and by different arrangements. And sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not there. That's why we become overly dependent on externals to make me feel comfortable. So now we have to start taking these things seriously, that whatever I need in my life comes deep within my heart only. I have to just keep a note that I give time to myself. I give time to care for my emotions. I give time for myself to take care of my body. And I give time to myself to be able to connect my deep within. So that whatever I need in my life, Krishna will provide me. Let me develop that sort of relationship with Krishna. That is a real self partnership. When we make partnership with Krishna, and because Krishna does not judge us like this, the way people judge us, Krishna don't judge. Krishna will accept us as it is. Krishna don't want to make any changes in us. So Krishna will not judge us the way people judge us. So we can be rest assured that he is not going to hurt us. But what he will do, he will accept us as it is, and he will heal us. He will not never want to make any changes in us. He will just accept us as it is, because what he has is pure love for us. What he has is genuine love for us, because he cares for us. That's why if we try to make self partnership with Krishna, that's the only thing which will sustain in our life and which will be able to help us. Otherwise, if we just keep depending on other people, other situations, then they'll keep judging us, they'll keep throwing us, they'll keep thrashing us, and they'll keep just make us feel more miserable. So nothing is gonna work out. We just have to give time to us for establishing my relationship with Krishna, because that's the only thing which is going to be with me always. So with this we will conclude. If anybody have any doubt, any questions, maybe we can discuss more.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share.